Check, check, check. All right, how we all doing? This is an impromptu, just jumping on tonight. Just want to chat a little bit, just do a little replay, a little what do you collect, rewind of our playoff roundtable, fun episode that we did just a couple nights ago. NBA playoffs alive now. We got a lot going on this week. Those of you collecting NBA Top Shot, there's been a big drop that happened this week with the rookie revelations. Some big highlight sales that are going on with the Cooper Flag moment in that. Some packs that are selling over the retail price, as well as the boxes and cases that came out. So just want to do a little something fun here. A Friday night. We ain't going to bed, so let's stay up. We're going to check on some NBA scores. I'm going to play a little bit of the stream from a couple nights ago, and I'll be jumping in and out. We're going to do some fun giveaways. So some rookie revelation standard pack giveaway coming up tonight. So let me just start this. We'll play a little bit. I'll jump in and out, throw some comments in the chat, and we'll be having some fun tonight. So anybody that's around, come on by, take a look, and let's have some fun.
Show me your collection. You're my one of one. You're my kind of obsession. My big break.
This segment is brought to you by NBA Top Shot.
All right, welcome to the show. That was a little intro just to show you who we got on this podcast tonight. We're doing an NBA playoff live stream. We're here to talk the playoffs. We got some fun going on, some amazing basketball heads here. Who's ready for some ball?
Yes, sir.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you all for coming on. This is going to be a heck of a lot of fun. We got a bunch of stuff going on tonight along with this. We have a little fun that goes along with this podcast. So anybody on here wants to play along, that we're doing giveaways for NBA Top Shot packs. If you go to sayso.so, and that's the join link right there. Just put in that little phrase down there, and that'll get you to where we're going to have predictions as far as what's going to be going on in the game tonight. There's the first playoff playing game going on. So along with that, there's a fun leaderboard. So everybody who's viewing, play along with the predictions. It'll be a bunch of stuff where it's like, what's the top scorer at the first half of tonight's game, things like that, just so you could play along, have some fun, win some things, and watch us talk about some sports. So where do we go? Where do we start out with tonight? We got the first game going on. What are we thinking here with this first playoff game? We got the Hornets right now is 26 and the Heat 22. What are we feeling, Mike? We want to talk. We'll talk a little bit about this here from the Bench podcast. Welcome to the show. What do we think of this first playing game tonight?
You know, I'll tell you what. I saw a little bit of Charlotte in the last week or so with the Knicks, and I like the way they look, man. Obviously, the game is home. They have they're down to a 2-point lead now with the last 12 seconds, but I like what Kneppel has given them. Ball has been fantastic. Bridges always plays well. I like them, and I like them in this game tonight in Charlotte.
Awesome. All right, crowd. What else do we got here? We got Pudgy Boy Sports. What are we feeling? What are we thinking on this game tonight with the Heat and the Hornets coming in?
I want to see the Hornets win this, but they have a really exciting young team. They're going to be dangerous for the next couple of years, man. LaMelo Ball is just he's an exciting player to watch, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thomas, we got here a different conversation, and Kem, both on that podcast. How are we feeling? What are we thinking of the Heat and Hornets tonight?
Yes, sir, man. Look, it's going to be a good game. It's just tough that both of these teams fell into the 9th and 10th seed, and it's kind of win or go home. They don't even get a second chance, right? The Miami Heat, they've kind of really struggled here the last, month or so playing basketball. They were in contention for all the way up to the 5th seed. They fell all the way to 10th. Now they got to face these young Hornets. I mean, the Hornets, they look like they're struggling just a little bit, not normally to their high-scoring ways. They normally average about, upwards of 30 a quarter. Right now they're only set at 26. So we'll see if that, that continues to play on in the game. But it should be a good one. It should be a close one because the Heat, they're experienced. The Hornets aren't.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, man, and
Kenwood?
just to top off what my guy's talking about here, we got two teams that got the same defensive rating at that 114. So that kind of shows why we're at the 22-26 maybe right now. But as he said, with Charlotte averaging at about 30 per quarter, let's look for the top to come off at about 120, somewhere around there. Loving the Hornets all the way in this series.
All right, listen, let's do it. It's looking
In this game, excuse me.
Yeah, it's looking interesting. I mean, we got Miles Bridges with a couple of threes already. There's definitely, I'm sure Khan's going to be shooting away from behind the arc there. So it's going to be fun to see how high scoring this game could get. Will, how we doing? Will Levitt here, just jumping on in. What are we thinking of the NBA playing right now? We got Miami going against the Hornets. How are we feeling about tonight's turnout?
Dude, you invited me to this podcast, and I'm probably the least likely basketball fan out there.
Listen, man, you're a passionate fan. I know.
I'm a sports guy.
Right.
I just like all sports. You know, like the game to whoever wins, man. It's the winner gets the spoils. You know,
who you pulling for through the whole series? Who's your team, though? I mean, from afar, who are you pulling for the whole way?
Whoever wins, man.
I mean, in the grand champion of this, I know, we're gonna come back to you though because you're a man of collectibles. So I'm sure we can talk some basketball collectibles, and we're gonna pull back to you. But Austin Kent from Slam Magazine, how are we feeling? Who are we getting on with this Miami and Charlotte Hornets game tonight?
Feeling good. And as a lifelong Pistons fan, I'm paying particular attention to this matchup. You gotta love the Hornets. I mean, I have so much respect for the Miami Heat. First of all, they have won so consistently over the years. I don't want to see the Miami Heat in the playoffs. I want the Hornets narrative. I want the Khan narrative. I want to see them. That would be a fun series if they can sneak in and get the 8th seed. I'd be all for that. So just for the vibes alone, just the energy has turned completely in Charlotte. To see that sort of build into like a full playoff berth would be really exciting after a season that I'm not sure many of us, if any of us, really saw coming. We've just gotten so used, to the Hornets being so lousy. So the fact that they're in this position is really exciting.
Yeah, honestly, the first time, for I feel like decades that we're talking about them in the postseason. I mean, Larry Johnson's the last time I remember the Hornets. Grandmama. I mean, that's the last time I remember them coming out and having to worry about facing them. But it's true. All right, Detroit all the way with Austin and Mr. Okie Kid with the Thunder hat. What are we feeling? I know who you're pulling for here, but in the grand finale, but. Who we got here in this first series with Miami and the Hornets?
I think it's going to be a great game. I mean, we've all seen what Bam can do. I mean, you can't deny when you put in, 80 plus up, so he could go off at the right time. But, the best rookie that's still in the playoffs, Khan. Let's see what he does in his playoff debut. Let's see if he stays heated from the three. Let's see if he can finish strong in those clutch minutes at the end. If it's a close game, let's see what this young gun has in store for us. I think there's a career ahead of him that's going to be awesome. That's going to keep the Hornets relevant for a long time. But let's see where his first steps are tonight. So I'll go with Charlotte. All
right, going with Charlotte. Chris, how are we doing here from Entirely NBA podcast? Pleasure to have you on. And how we looking at this game tonight? Are we with Hornets? Or are we going with the Heat?
Yeah, no, this is a good one. And thanks for having us. It's great to be here with such a unique group of individuals. This will be fun. A lot of different areas that we all have synergy in, and with memorabilia, with players, with athletes, with talking about the games and so on and so on. So it's really cool for us all to be here with, different backgrounds and unique outlooks. But me, I mean, obviously you guys have talked about so many different points in this game. We actually talked about this on the podcast. Like, we believe, I think as a panel, we like Kyle Knipple for Rookie of the Year. Like, we actually, if we had a vote, we would vote him as the Rookie of the Year. I mean, he's been most consistent. He's had breakout games. He's playing on a team of a lot of players that are all young. All of them have, the scoring ability. I mean, Miles is like a veteran for this group, which is saying a lot. Brandon Miller and LaMelo. I mean, just the fact that those guys have come together, when they finally got a chance to start playing together, you really saw how good they were. It's like dating back when, you talk about Brooklyn Nets, when they had all those guys and it was like, man, but they never had a chance to play together. That's on the veteran side. But looking at these young bucks coming together and having an opportunity to gel, play well together, all averaging over 15, 18 points a game. Really like this group, really want them to have some success. I think it's just a good story for the league, a great storyline for the league to have your younger teams, shuffle the deck a little bit, have some positive success. OKC, obviously they was at the top of the food chain, but then they had to drop off with the trades right back at the top of the food chain. I think those type of scenarios are really good for the league. Obviously the Heat, you know what I mean? Heat culture we talk about. I mean, like they're always going to be there. What I love about them, they're not going to be the team in the tank off, right?
Yeah.
Pat Riley is not going to be in the tank off. You feel me? Like we may be rebuilding, we may not be as good. We're not tanking. We're always going to be fighting. So I respect that. I love that. I appreciate that. That's good to have, within the league, teams that are always, maintaining a certain standard. So I think you have, this is a great matchup of these two. You got the standard and you got a team that's up and coming. So whoever gets the dub, whoever gets the chance to move on, I think well deserving. But I'm actually personally probably pulling for Charlotte. I'm from Michigan originally. Miles Bridges from Michigan State. I'm a Michigan State alumni. So I got to roll with my guy in this one, and hopefully they pull it off. And right now he's 3 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3. He's starting off like gangbusters, getting his in early, right?
Yeah.
As the vet in the first quarter. And then, all right, young pups, y'all done got a feel of what a playoff is like. All right, now you guys come on and bring what you've been bringing late in the year. So sorry to take up so much time, but that's what I'm thinking on it.
I love it. No, man,
words,
thank
Chris.
you. I appreciate you coming on here. This is really a pleasure, and it's true. He's got the rookie 3-point record in his pocket. I mean, this is the time for him to kind of shine and see what it's what the exciting part of the playoffs is, to see what somebody does when the stakes are raised a bit. So this is exciting stuff here. And next we got Juju Gotti from the Dan Levitan Show. How are we feeling here, sir? Thank you for coming on,
good,
buddy.
brother. Appreciate y'all for having me, man. I'm with my boy Austin, man. Get Eric Spoelstra, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero off my damn TV. I'm over it. Enough. You're not gonna win. I'm sick of it. Let's see some new life in this playoffs, man. You're messing up your draft stock by playing this game every year. You could have had a lot of different people on your squad if you would have just tanked. You might, brother Chris. You say they don't tank. You might should have, because Wemby was right there. And look what you got. Who you got? Pella Larson. So salute, but get Miami Heat out of here now.
Man, this is it. It's coming. It's coming. This is the season of fruition here. I mean, we got the Lakers. We got LeBron still going. This is just really some of the throwbacks in a way. But I know it's time. You're trying to see this young generation coming up now. And it's going to be exciting. I'm with you. Thank you for coming here. This is a pleasure. We're going to hit the next week. That was our first topic. On the next topic, we're going on, are the Lakers and 76ers done already due to injuries or not? What do we think here, guys? What are we feeling on this? We got some injuries already with the Lakers here. Luka, is he coming in? Is he going to maybe make it for game 5? He's coming back from Spain here today. Austin Reeves is not in this as well. Can LeBron do it? Can LeBron get a win? Can he defeat the team? What are we feeling? Mike, from the bench, what are we feeling on this?
Listen, I think if it was a couple of years ago, it may have been a different story, having the same guys on the team, Luka and Reeves. But without those guys, that's asking a lot of LeBron right now. I mean, listen, I'm not counting him at 100%. But those are huge injuries, and I can't see them getting by a first-round series. I just can't. Again, it's asking too much of LeBron, man. Does anybody else disagree with that? Do they think that LeBron, Austin, like, what do you guys think?
I find it so hard not to be just completely bought in on old man LeBron fighting against Father Time again. That might be, my inner child just wanting to see one more like beastly run out of LeBron. It's just when you take away, Reeves and Luka, just the depth just isn't there, and maybe you think about the LeBron that carried Verjao and Boobie Gibson. It's not that LeBron. So it will be tough, but I will be pulling for him. But as reality sets in, you got to be maybe a little bit pessimistic about it.
That's true. Cam, what are we feeling? Mr. Laker over here. What are we feeling?
So listen, man, I think that everybody said it real well, right? I actually believe that in all truth, if Philadelphia we had the emergency appendectomy for the big guy and everything like that. But the truth is, I actually believe that Philadelphia, with the sum of all parts, just healthy, has the highest ceiling of all of the low teams of these playoffs, right? At the end of the day, we haven't really seen them all play together at all. And they're actually coming together right now. So I'll kind of skip my Lakers because I believe that we're all aligned with that. We're not getting that out of LeBron right now. I love the reference of the Varejao. That's 20 years ago. So it's no way, you know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. Well, 15 years ago. But at the end of the day, I have to kind of be aligned with what the Sixers can be with their all their parts, right? And the ceiling that they could have, in all truth.
Sure. What do we think, Chris, Juju? What are we thinking on the Lakers and LeBron? Is he going to show up and be Superman here, or what are we feeling to what these Lakers teams? Are they going to get a win?
Well, this is what you're going to get. What you're going to get is LeBron playing his ass off, right? And you're going to get a lot of his son. So you're going to get an opportunity for him to kind of win, lose, or draw. You're going to get an opportunity. The narrative is going to be LeBron is going to get an opportunity to try to get some credibility for Bronny. And that's good, right? That's a positive narrative. As far as them winning the game, you know what? It's not impossible. And I wouldn't – listen, I believe Bron will have one of those throwback games to where they definitely going to be in the mix. And I wouldn't be I'm not counting out them winning a game. Like I would put money on they're going to win a game without Luka and those guys. Now, can he sustain it, right? For multiple games? Can he sustain it for the period of when Luka gets back? Is Luka healthy? So on and so forth. Probably not. But winning a game, man, I would put money on that right now. LeBron will win a game. He's going to get a dub. And don't be surprised if LeBron is right corner, left wing, if you will, catching, shooting, knocking down, and being a contributor in one of those wins, because he's going to take it to such a level that, it's going to be like nostalgia, if you will. So I see that happening for sure.
Listen, man, sunshine and roses on a great day, and Bronny James becomes useful for the Lakers. I can't. I'm sorry, man. I don't think the Lakers even get one. The Rockets, they're relentless, man. They are a fast team. They play harsh defense. They're in the mud. I don't think the Lakers got what it takes to even win one. I mean, it's LeBron, one of the greatest of all time. Hoorah, it's great and all, but I can't see it. Like we're talking about fairy tales here for the Lakers to even win one, and then we're talking about them getting three. I don't know, man.
I don't think it's a fairy tale. I don't think it's a fairy tale for them to get one. I do think though that this will tell me more about the Houston Rockets, however many games they get, because this Houston Rockets team was constructed for now. All the regular season, they can make an excuse. Oh, we weren't going hard. We weren't trying. All right, you was constructed for now. Fred VanVleet has not been there all year. Reed Shepherd, what you got? So I think that it's going to, if the Lakers get three, come on, brother, the Rockets pack them up. But at the same time, I do believe the Rockets will get it. And I agree with my brother. The 76ers are scary, bro. Like, without Embiid, it's a bit rough. But with Embiid, that changed the whole East, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now that's true with that. I mean, him going down right before the playoffs here. I mean, this is this is tough news for them. But you know what? I mean, Luka though, I don't know. I heard some talks of maybe Game 5. He went out to Spain. I think this is the same German doctor that worked on Kobe back in the day. I heard something like that. Yeah, listen, I don't know. He's coming back with the garlic around the neck. He might show up for Game 5. You never know. I mean, there's something going on out there, but he left the States to get this done. So I'm feeling that you never know. Count him out. You know, I mean, if I know a hamstring is a tough injury though, because there's a lot of tests, a lot of clearance in order for him to get out there. It's not going to just, give him the thumbs up after shooting a couple times. So definitely a long, a hard road back. But if he could extend it to that many games, it's going to be fun. But just wanted to, speaking of fun, I know we got a couple of Knicks here on the pod, Pudgy Boys Sports, a couple of Knicks fans. So what are we thinking of the Hawks finishing their season to match up with the Knicks? Kind of is like, yeah, we'll take those New Yorkers. They're soft. What do we think about this?
I'll start.
Yep.
A lot of people thought that the Knicks would probably start off their playoff season with Toronto. I think they were happy with that as they were 5-0. Okay, but I've always looked at this, and I'm a little old-fashioned. I'm old, so
come on, bro. Don't say that about yourself, bro. You ain't old.
Listen, man, I got a young brain, but my body's old. Okay, but here's the deal.
Okay,
I always believed, that listen. The Knicks, if they get to the finals, they're going to have to eventually beat Boston and Detroit, both very good teams, really good teams, okay? And so why start with Toronto? I've never been one that tried to pick the easier team. Sometimes you get that and it goes through. Look, Atlanta's tough. They've played well. But I think that the Knicks will win that series. I think their height, and I believe even Karl Anthony Towns more than Brunson will probably be the key player in that series. He destroyed Ogankwu. And I think he can push those guys around. And he's shown some signs of coming out of that. I don't get it. What's my role? Where do I fit? It's starting to melt. Took a little while. So I think Towns is going to be the guy that leads them. You got OG. Probably you'll see him on Jalen. And it's just I think it's going to be a really good series. Walker's tough. But listen, I'm also a defender of Mike Brown to some point. I know a lot of people are. He had to use the regular season completely different than his predecessor did, and a lot of coaches. He had to try some things to try to get them to the next level, okay? He didn't succeed in all of them, but I really believe that the Knicks showed some signs. I think they're ready, and I think they're, at least in series number 1, they're going to play them. And let's see what happens against Boston. And listen, if they get past Boston, Detroit's going to be awful tough for them to beat. And I'm not even talking about the regular season results, just the way they match up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Pudgy Boy Sports, what are we feeling about them Knicks?
Yeah, I think the mainstream media, to be honest, is like, they think that this is the 2020 Narlands Noel, Alfred Payton Knicks against the Hawks from 5 years ago. This is not the same Knicks team that's playing the Hawks from 4 or 5 years ago with Trae Young. This Knicks team is expected to get to the NBA Finals, which I fully expect them to do. I fully expect them to beat the Hawks in 5. I'm being generous by giving the Hawks a game. I think that Hawk fans and the ESPN talking heads of the world and a lot of people that are trying to get the clicks, the Knicks for click stuff, are going to come out and pick the Hawks. You see it every year. 2 years ago, everybody picked the Sixers. 3 years ago, everybody picked the Cavs. Last year, everybody picked the Pistons in the first round. And the same result happened with the Knicks every single year. They're going to take care of business. They're better than the Hawks. They're way more talented than the Hawks. The Hawks have had a great, cute story the second half of the year, but the Knicks are going to show out over this last couple of weeks. I love what I'm seeing in the pick and roll offense with Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. I think they're going to be tremendous, and they're going to overwhelm the Hawks to the point where I'm being generous giving them a game. I think it's ended in 5.
Nice. All right. Very, very nice. Hey, any other Knicks, Hawks takers on this topic?
Look, I'm going to add on to what he was just saying. Don't forget, Jalen Brunson found something in that fourth quarter against the Hawks last time he played them. So I'm pretty sure he's going to have that thing still on his mind, whatever he found. So, yeah, good luck, Hawks.
Yeah, it's true. I think the Knicks took 2 out of 3
when
games.
It comes down to the my apologies.
No, go, man, go.
Listen, when it comes down to the Knicks, me and Cam, we have our show. we talk about this on a week-to-week basis. He knows I've been going a little crazy when it comes to this New York Knicks topic because, look, it was a long year for the Knicks to find their chemistry. I think they finally found it here at the right time, of course, but it was a long time. And there's been a lot of media, against Bridges and Cat and all this other stuff. I like that they've kind of been canceling out the noise. The Hawks are a tough team. I kind of doubted it because it's a lot of will Cat show up? Will he step up to the occasion? Can he step up on defense in some really clutch moments? But if you look at some of the stats, the Knicks are one of the best teams in the whole league in the final 2 minutes. When trailing, when in one possession games, their defense is double the net rating more than the second place team is in the last 2 minutes of every game. And that's what makes me confident. I think the Knicks are closers. There's going to be a lot of close games. I think it's going to get the media stirred up. The Hawks are going to drive the Knicks down to the fourth quarter, I think, in every game. And I think the Knicks will just pull away in most of those games. And I think the Knicks are going to take care of business. And it's just about that. It's about taking care of business with the New York Knicks. Cat, he's just got to show up. Brunson, he's just got to do what he does every single game all season long. Bridges, OG, they just got to play defense because at the end of the day, I think the Knicks outmatch any team in this entire playoffs until we get, to the Thunder at the end of it. But when it comes down to like the Cavs, I'm not really too confident in the Cavs. They have a lot of, chokers on their team when you think of Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. I'm throwing out as many hot takes as I can here. Celtics, my apologies, but the Celtics, they're coming in a little banged up, especially with Jaylen Brown dealing with everything. So we'll see, man. I got the Knicks number one, but and we haven't won since the Cold War, so I'm ready for another heartbreak.
All right. Listen, man, I hear you. Anybody else taking on this Knicks and Heat going on here? I'm Knicks and Heat. Knicks and Hawks. I've got Heat on the brain. I'm checking the score of the next one. Just wanted to see what's going on with that. We got 41 Heat at the moment, the 39 Hornets. This is a close one, as we were all kind of talking about. This is going to be, something interesting here. I mean, definitely an exciting game. Tied right now, 41 apiece. Yeah. That's it. I mean, everybody's still sticking to their original pick on this one. On who we got winning.
Oh yeah, it's a dogfight. That's what we want. We want some entertainment, right? We don't want to see no blowouts, especially in a play-in game, right? Right. Come on, man. Start this thing off the right way with some intensity, some excitement, so we can get revved up for these 7-game series. So yeah.
We know the good thing.
Y'all better fight tooth and nail. Come on with it.
The good thing about the play-in, the 7-8 matchup is that, the team does get that benefit of not being eliminated if they lose this game.
Right.
Yeah. So they could still be like, even if the Hornets lose, they could still be alive and play. This is 9-10?
Yeah.
Oh,
just going to pop in over to we got this prediction game going on at sayso.so. And the first question of this is going to be, what's the score at halftime? So those that are playing along, get in there, log in. You're going to top 5 people on the leaderboard are going to win a couple of NBA Top Shot packs. Just to take a look, this is what the site looks like at the moment. So it's a little live prediction betting going on. Obviously, everybody starts with 1,000 play points. So those points, you can wager them on the moving lines as people are kind of wagering at the moment. We kind of see most people are pulling the Hornets having the lead at the halftime, and the bet basically, will go up in value, down. And then we got a couple more questions going on the rest of tonight during the stream, such as who has more rebounds in the first quarter. Bam. We got here who scored more points in the first quarter. We got LaMelo in the lead over, Tyler Hero. And last question will be who leads after the first quarter. So stay with this game tonight, guys. It's a lot of fun. Keeps you, something to be engaged with while we're all here chatting up the sports. But we are going to move on to the next topic. And we're going to talk a little bit about Wemby. I mean, Wemby's definitely, the big talk through the NBA out of the younger generation here. Just want to know what we think on, will Wemby take it to the next level in the playoff, or will his young talents be exposed? We don't know. This is all going to be a first. Who wants to jump at this here? Who's a big Wemby fan out of this crew?
I can jump in on
lead it off.
Wemby.
Oh, go ahead,
Go
bro.
ahead, hit it off. No, go ahead, hit it off.
Bro, I'm gonna go ahead and be ridiculous. The San Antonio Spurs will win the NBA championship this year, man. Barring injury. Barring injury.
All right. Listen to this.
I mean, I don't I disagree, but I don't disagree because like at the end of the day, it's gonna take a very colossal failure for this team to straight up choke. I mean, I could see them going to the Western Conference Finals and losing to a team like the Thunder, but it's going to have to be catastrophic. I know they're young. I know there's a little inexperience over there, but when you look at all the stats, how they line up, how they've played, they are amongst the best of the best in almost every single category. So they're going to be a hard out. Like I said, it's going to take a catastrophic failure because it's not even just about Wemby. You got to consider Castle. You got to consider Fox. Got to consider Harper. You could keep going. You even got to consider Harrison Barnes. Like,
yeah,
without a doubt. Like, without a doubt, you have to consider.
So, yeah.
It's going to be really interesting to see as things progress. I mean, as the Thunder homer in the room, they've had our number this year. I know that, and that's where I'm really happy of that last game when they played the Nuggets. That they get to play the Nuggets on the other side of the bracket. I'm all right with that. I think it's going to be interesting to see, are they going to take care in the first round? Yeah, no question. I think Wemby shows out. When we get to round 2 and there's that Jokic matchup, is he going to have the grit and tenacity to get through what probably is going to be, if it's anything like the last game we watched, not the last game of the year, but the one that we're all talking about forever. Is it going to be 7 games of that? I think it is. And then is he going to come into Oklahoma City? We're going to have to figure him out. I mean, that's the thing. And it's easier said than done. He doesn't do well to our points in the paint scoring. And that's the problem, I think, with the matchup with the Spurs. But it's going to tell me a lot about his ability to make it through, seeing how he can progress. Like, I want to see if there's a decay as we go, or if he's going to talk the talk and walk the walk like he has been all the way through. It's going to be very entertaining in the Western Conference for sure.
Yeah. It might take a step stool from the defense on there to get him, because I don't know. The matchups are not looking good. I mean, depending on how far they go. But, Nuggets versus what do we think if the Nuggets play the Spurs in this one? What do we think? What do we think that matchup's going to be like? All right, guys, just pausing it up there for a moment. We're going to come back to hear about the Nuggets versus the Spurs, what this awesome roundtable here was going to say, what their thoughts were. Hope you've been enjoying it for those tuning in. Just want to share a little bit of information for those watching right now. There's a giveaway going on. As I was saying, wanted to do a Rookie Revelation Standard Pack. So, if you're watching right now and if you didn't enter, jump on over to the Collecting and Connecting Discord and go on to the giveaways tab. You'll see the details right here for the Rookie Revelation Standard Pack. We're going to give it away tonight, so it's not long. So right now there's only 8 people that have entered. So all you got to do, I'm looking to just get the nomination for the What Do You Collect podcast. The link is right here. Basically will bring you to the Telly Awards. This is something that let me share it so you could see the page. Basically, you click the link down here, and let's see, we'll share what that screen looks like. That's you're just going to bring you right to the Telly Awards page, and it'll be this here that pops right up. It'll show the What Do You Collect podcast, episode 12. That was with Gary V and Tony Reale. It's real quick. You just put, once you click the stars, it says basically join to save your vote. And all you could do is a Google login if you want, real quick. It goes, the vote will tell you that it's registered. And that's it. Then just put your screenshot of that over in our Discord, and you'll be good to go. Click that basketball at the bottom, and you could win a Rookie Revelation Standard Pack. These packs, have been huge. Basically, just they've been selling for over the price of what they retailed for. So I think they came out for 25. They're upwards of 30 right now, just because how many great moments are still left in these packs. So jump on over to the Collecting and Connecting Discord. Take a look at these. Take a look at the giveaway, and just chat around if you want. There's some fun channels in there to chat with fellow collectors. So I'm gonna go back now to the What Do You Collect Roundtable, and enjoy
y'all writing out
the rest of the stream.
Timberwolves pretty fast for some reason. I'm not sure why. Because if anybody has played the Nuggets well in the playoffs over the last couple of years, it's been a surprisingly Ant-Man in them Timberwolves. So I wouldn't count them out this fast, especially with Aaron Gordon hamstring always on the brink of neither here nor there, knock on wood.
Yes.
But you feel me?
Yeah. That's
No,
true.
I like where you're going with this. I mean, first of all, speaking on Wemby, we talked about this recently. I mean, several weeks ago about how they went, I think it was 51 days without a loss and just changed the complete narrative. You know what I mean? All young guys. And Wemby just leading the way. When you think about Wemby, right, it's like, you know, because we talk about MVP voting a lot on our, you know, who should be getting it. And this year is a unique year. You got like six dudes that easily could have a legitimate argument about why they should be MVP, right? You know, Joker, Jaylen Brown, Wemby, Luka, of course, the current MVP down in OKC. Yeah. Like, you got multiple guys. So, but I'm saying this, and then you want to talk about two-way guys, and that's JB's big thing. Like, I'm a two-way player. You know, I took a team that, you know, wasn't, of course, Cade, and we thought he was going to be out of contention, but then came back and played some games. So you got like 6 dudes, strong, great seasons. You know, maybe Luka, you're going for the scoring, so on and so forth. But then, you know, you get to a guy like Jaylen Brown, like, listen, I did it with no other all-star, right? And I play defense. I'm a two-way guy. But here's the thing that I keep talking about. When you talk about Wemby, just remove statistics, because he changes your entire game plan offensively when he's on the floor. Like, literally your game, whatever it is you do well, we shoot threes, we get down here. Change all of that. Wemby's in the game. Like, you literally have to designate your offense around avoiding this guy. I mean, like, so he literally changes the game. He affects the game to me more than any other player, because of the fact that you always got to be like, you got to open layup. You got to be looking like, did I get by him? You know what I mean? And do I have an opportunity to get this? So for me with Wemby, man, I would love for him to, I believe that he's ultimately the face of the NBA. I think he will definitely win multiple MVPs and Defensive Player of the Year awards. I mean, I love the kid. I think the kid, you know, it's just a matter of, do they have enough with the youth to get it done now? But here's the other thing with that, right? Answer my own question. They're not scared. So because they're young, they ain't gun shy. They like, shit, what you mean? We expect to win. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Playoff pressure. What pressure? We've never been here. So they're like, shit, let's get to it. So
right, and they got De'Aaron Fox too. De'Aaron Fox, a veteran who's gonna take some of them shots in the clutch. So
and that's what I was saying. I think we're.
I love this group. I really hope they go far. I think they're gonna be fun, exciting. If I'm the Nuggets, you know,
if you're the Nuggets, what?
I don't like that matchup for the Nuggets, but I'm also with you. I don't know that the Nuggets just slide by the Timberwolves. It's going to be interesting. I think the Thunder are just going to kind of, I don't know if they're going to cakewalk, but I don't think the Rockets will have enough to give them a run for the money. And I believe that you're looking at either, I can see 1 and 2 on my end for the West. Like, if I'm putting my money, I'm going 1 and 2 in the finals on East in the Western Conference.
So real quick, right? I appreciate the Wemby talk, but what's really cool about the San Antonio Spurs in their entirety is they have a winning record with or without Wemby, right? The great thing about Wemby that is really, really awesome is that he takes up a lot of space in what everybody was talking about, right? The space that he takes up is really, really awesome. That is mostly exploited with a team like OKC, who is in the regular season, right? Was the only time that this was actually exploited. Other teams, as the game progressed and we got closer to the end of the regular season, we actually got to see that that space kind of shrinks. And this is going to be new for San Antonio initially. Now, again, I do love the fact that they are a bunch of dogs. Castle, most improved player again, right? Without a doubt. This dude is overwhelming. But at the end of the day, right, I cannot, like the brother talked about, we cannot just downplay Minnesota this way and actually put Wemby up there. We can't actually diminish Denver this way, to me. Right. Of course, we know that Aaron Gordon has that hammy and everything like that, but these are actual studs this is their craft. This is what they do. This is playoff time. So at the end of the day, I think that Wemby, what we know about most 7-footers, has to maintain health. He can have multiple MVPs. He can have multiple defensive players of the year without a question. But at the end of the day, it's that body. His health is what matters more than anything. And as we get into the playoffs, which everybody likes, and like we said, we want these games where they're really tight like that, it's going to be a lot of that. And this is what we need to see. This is the next part of Wemby's game, because we know that he talks. He says what he wants to do, but this is the next part of his game, what we're about to see right now in these actual playoffs, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, listen, I think, for me, I don't know if the league has seen, this kind of obstacle since the Yao Ming Shaq days. I mean, what do you think? I mean, really, it's bringing me back in time. Well, when I, watching basketball, as a young kid, just saying like, this is, these guys are just giants amongst the game, and it's hard to defend. So we're going to see what, I guess what comes up here, but just wanted to welcome on from Pistons lead, just joining us, opinionated MJ. Welcome. Just want to throw you right into this. I know you're pulling for the Pistons here. What do you think of them? What do you think of them bad boys against the league? And what do you think of the first game going on right now tonight? We got the Hornets.
Man, I feel threatened in this room.
No way.
I see Knicks, New York on a hat. Like, I'm outnumbered. So but
I'm
I
with
feel
you.
like, man,
Austin, you got Austin from Slam Magazine over here. He's with you. What are you talking
okay,
about?
let's go. I got somebody to back me up. All right, man. Yeah, but the Pistons are set up to go deep this year, man. Like, because we have 60 wins. We're not one of the greatest 3-point shooting teams. We really muck it up with everybody, man. You know what I mean? Like, Wemby is something different because he's an alien, of course. We had a serious problem with him. But with the shooting that we have, and if we could get Cade kind of blazing a three, I wouldn't worry about Wemby. But all in all, the only two teams I'm worried about is Boston. Sorry, Knicks fans. I'm sorry. We want y'all. And as far as Wemby, we couldn't do anything with him. So those are the only two teams I'm worried about. And I don't see anybody else in our way. And even with Boston, I believe, it's got to be Jaylen Brown, Peyton Pritchard, Tatum, blazing them threes and just making them at a high clip. We have to play the usual Detroit defense where it's us kind of collapsing on everybody in the paint, but then being late closing out on the 3-point line. You know what I mean? And we have to be going through that type of defense in order for us to just get murked by Boston too. And then they have to make them, because Boston takes a lot of threes in a lot of games. And I know, what is it? I believe they're the owners of the two games with other teams. I know for sure with the Jazz last year, where it was like 84 threes between both teams. And I believe this year it was like 90 or 92 threes. I forget who the team was, but Boston was the team twice. So if you get them shooting but bricking, then you could beat them. You know what I mean? So keep them out of the paint. Keep Jaylen Brown from looking like he's the second coming of Kobe in the mid-range doing his faders and all of that. And yeah, we should get out the East. I don't see anybody in our way, to be honest.
Listen, I'm going to bring this over to a little different topic with Mike Spenley over here from the bench. He was in the building. Give us a little background as to when you were in the Garden and just what kind of magic occurs in that building.
Obviously, it's the same building. I listen. I was lucky enough as an 18-year-old young man in New York to sit on the bench the last time the Knicks won the NBA championship. I'm 71 now. Wow. I was 18 then.
Nice.
It was just a magical time. I was with them in 72 as well. I went to the finals in Los Angeles. We beat the Lakers in game 1, Will Chamberlain in the West, and then we lost 4 straight. That was the year the Lakers won 33 in a row. And then the next year, Willis Reed was healthy, and he came back, and they had Jerry Lucas in a trade. It was an unbelievable team. May not have been the greatest team in NBA history, but it was the smartest team. They had a tremendous coach, and I still miss those Magic just walking onto the court in MSG and being in the huddles. That was the greatest thing. I'd hold the Gatorade, and I'm listening to Red Holzman, and during playoff time, it was just it was magnificent. On our show, I try to bring in some of the memories. I cover the current Knicks team mainly, but I like to reflect on some of the similarities I see in winning. Magical times. Obviously, I'm a Knicks fan for 61 years. I respect what opinionated MJ said, but I have a question for MJ if I can ask him.
Yeah.
Do you think that, obviously we saw what happened in the regular season with the Pistons. Last year doesn't matter now in the playoffs. Do you think Detroit will have just as easy a time with the Knicks in the playoffs? I know you said you fear Boston more. What kind of playoff run do you think the Knicks will do when they go up against Detroit?
I believe if
they get there.
It's up to really Mike Brown's coaching and what Karl Anthony Towns is doing in every game, like how they're using him, because he'll go from getting usage in one game to he's got 5 shots at halftime. You know what I mean? So, and then it's just about them having a consistency, because the Knicks they're sporadic. I'm not going to say the Knicks are just trash or that we'll just walk over them. I'm not going to say that at all, because I like the Knicks. You know, I'm not one of those Pistons fans like, oh, you're just absolute trash. No, they can beat you multiple ways. OG Anunoby could drop 25 one game. Karl Anthony Towns could drop 25. Bridges, who's been kind of invisible at times, can have a 25-point game. So if they can put it together through the playoffs and just come together as a team and pick it up, like, you know how every team has an X factor. They can be they have multiple X factors on that team. You might get Jordan Clarkson to come up and drop 20 in a real important game, you know what I mean, off the bench, because he's still capable. So it's just a matter of what they decide to do, like as far as each team is concerned, that they will go match up against, what strengths they'll look at, and what things that they will attack depending on the matchup. Like, you still have to have a heavy dose of Karl Anthony Towns, a heavier dose anyway. Like, you can't let it be what it's been, where some games he's like 5 shots at halftime, but then everybody else is shooting more than him. And then at the end of the game, he only took 7 shots or so. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to get it done. And then he's walking around pouting and, you know, everything that's going on now with Giannis and whatnot. I'm sure it's in his head, of course. And it's just like, well, yeah, if we lose, you're gone. You know what I mean? Like, who knows what he's thinking about? So
I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, but this is it's going to be interesting. I mean, it's definitely going to be fun to see. Austin, any final thoughts on the Pistons? And as far as who do you want to see them match up against, and how would they perform against the Knicks?
Yeah, it's just been such a fun few years as a Pistons fan, and even last year in the playoffs, like, I had the privilege of being in the Garden for my first time. It was a game that would have been game 3 when the Pistons won, and obviously I enjoyed it as a Pistons fan. But just being in the Garden for the first time and just surrounded by that atmosphere, which I know this, I've been hearing this for over 30 years, how special the Mecca is, but literally every person, whether it's the kids screaming or the corporate suits, everyone in that entire building with just this intense knowledge and passion for the game just blew my mind. And so the fact that I got a Pistons win and I got to experience that made last year the Pistons Knicks series quite memorable for me. I got a healthy respect for the Knicks team. I agree with what you're saying about Karl Anthony Towns, especially last year during the playoffs. Like, we didn't have like Isaiah Stewart for at least a few of the games, and I'm like, why don't they just give Cat the ball, constantly, just because we had no answer for him. And I'm sure, we've got some dialed in like Knicks guys here that can maybe explain that more. But just for me, as a relative outsider to the Knicks, I kind of just think just use Cat more and more. But I mean, Jalen Brunson, just incredible. I'm fearful of him anytime like the fourth quarter rolls around. We obviously saw it last year. I think Asar Thompson's still recovering from Jalen Brunson last year in particular. But the Pistons, It's just the perfect Pistons team with the grit, everything that we've seen from successful Pistons teams in the past. I do have a respect for the Celtics, just being able to do it so consistently in the Missoula era. But, I think the East could go either way. And so obviously I'm not going to root against my guys. But speaking about the Spurs, like we talk about Wemby, he's just a truly horrifying player in the sense that Shaquille O'Neal was a horrifying player. We're so spoiled as basketball fans. Like the Nuggets are incredible. The Thunder are incredible. The Celtics are incredible. But Wemby horrifies me to the point where you just watch him and you're like, I legitimately don't even know what I would have to do to win, let alone to be able to do it. And I kind of feel like, well, kind of how a Pistons fan felt watching LeBron 20 years ago in that one series where you're like, LeBron, like, not yet. Let us enjoy this for a couple more years. Because once that era begins, once the Wemby era truly begins, like we're gonna have to deal with that for the next like decade at least. Yeah. So the Spurs are probably the team that I fear the most in the playoffs. But I got to pull for my Pistons in the East respectfully, because I just have a lot of respect for the Knicks and Celtics as well.
Remember what Stephon Castle did as well to Cade, you feel me? So as scary as Wemby is, bro, they got them hitters up and down the roster that's D'd up. So yeah, right, bro.
You need Steph Curry on every team. Pretty much.
I got a question right quick to the Knicks fans, because while bro was talking, I realized, are the New York Knicks the first team ever that has an imposter syndrome going around the entire team? Because from game to game, you'll see the aggression go and come with OG. Yeah. You will see Mikal Bridges. Remember he's awesome, and then forget he's not. Same way with Cat. Like, you should never have 13, 15 points. We need you to get 20 or more no matter what. So is that the first team I could think of that just got imposter syndrome all up and down that mother trucker?
Not necessarily, and I'm not even a Knicks fan, but I want the Knicks fan to kind of take this. But I think it goes back to what they said earlier. In all truth, Mike Brown is an experimental kind of guy, too. He had to make sure that he had a couple of things running with these guys. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things. So if we could breach a real a conversation real quick, that's one of the things that we don't really see in the NBA too much anymore. We're going to see one guy get a bunch of pound dribbles and wait for a screen to come and then do some work. But at the end of the day, what Mike Brown did with the Knicks was a lot awesomer because it did make us think. But at the end of the day, we know that this is the same roster, you know what I mean, who made people believe in them. And I'm not a Knicks fan. Again, I'm a Laker fan. But in understanding and watching the Knicks and being a New Yorker, you know, that's just what I see. You know what I mean? And what I believe. And at the end of the day, we'll see.
Look, Mike Brown was brought in here. Mike Brown was brought in here to get them to one other level and not to do what Tibbs do. And I think the fans and media got caught into that he wasn't doing it. He experimented all season. Okay. Lately, you see a lot of the 2-game coming back, the pick and roll with Brunson and Towns. Okay. They left that a little away. Yeah, and there's been games where Towns has been inconsistent. But I got to be honest with you, okay? And Mike Brown doesn't need me to defend him. Karl Anthony Towns didn't buy in to the experimentation at the beginning, okay? And yeah, a lot of people say they should use him. Many games I did too in the post. But you got to buy in 100%, okay, to what they were doing. And he didn't. And he's been passive-aggressively saying that, I believe, in the media through that. I think in the last 10 to 15 games, he's kind of melded in. And that's where I go with it. I understand you saying that, he shouldn't have 5 points or 5 shots in one game. No way. I think you're going to see that change in the playoffs. I like where they're at mentally right now because of that.
Yeah, and I'm not worried about the Knicks. Listen, Detroit Pistons, congrats, #1 seed. That is a very fantastic accomplishment. But this right here is when it matters the most. I mean, the New York Knicks, I mean, as Mike had just said, really have dialed it in over the last 10, 15 games. And then, like I said, as I mentioned earlier, in the last 2 minutes of the game, there is not a single team better than the New York Knicks. They win in almost every stat across the board in the last 2 minutes of games. And this is where it matters. Like I said, the playoffs. Like when it comes to the Pistons, I'm not too confident that if a team can lock down Cade, I'm not too confident that they can carry the team around Cade Cunningham. But we're talking about the New York Knicks. That can be an argument after I say what I want to say. I'm not worried. When it comes to the Knicks, the experience is there. Not only has majority of this team, they made the conference finals last year. You go down the list. Bridges has played in the finals. Towns has played in another conference finals than this. Brunson has been in a different conference finals besides the Knicks. You just keep going down the list. Mike Brown has been on several championship teams when you consider that he was an assistant coach for the Golden State Warriors. This is when the games matter. So all that regular season talk about the Knicks, I want to see what happens in round one. I can't sit here and say they're going to dominate. I also can't sit here and say that they're going to struggle. But I have good confidence and faith that the experience is going to come through. And at the end of the day, if you stack this team up against anybody else in the East, there's more talent and there's more guys that can do more things than everybody else. And you guys can all argue about that.
Listen, I just want to do a quick toss to that this is sponsored by NBA Top Shot. All the programs here on Collecting and Connecting. It's a fun digital collectible that I don't know if everybody on this stream knows about, but I just wanted to show a little throwback that we have the guest that we have here exactly talking about the old time Knicks. This is a Willis Reed moment here. There's 10 of these that exist. These are the heroes of the game. So basically, this digital collectible, you can it's a highlight of the whole game 7. So it shows the whole play along with many collectibles that are out there, new and old. You have one of one. You have a common digital collectible moments of Wemby. You have the new rookie class. You have tomorrow comes out with a big drop. So get in there and reserve your packs, cases, and boxes of these for the rookie class, the rookie revelation. You have your Knipple, you have limited Koopa flags in there. So these are just some fun digital collectibles that basically they're in your account. You could watch them on your phone. You could stream them on digital frames. There's crypto slabs. If you see these things behind me, the digital displays of these. So it's a whole new different way of collecting. And just wanted to show a little bit of that with you, as you could see these are the packs that go on that are on sale for tomorrow with some of these new rookies that are out there. People want those rare, hard to find moments. So I know some collectors here, some of the people on the stream are big into collecting this. So just something I wanted to share with you, basically to show you some of the advancements in collecting. Okie Kid, you want to talk a little bit about your collectibles?
I happen to have them around my neck right now. I've got a Jade up here. I got an SGA from last year's successful championship run here in Oklahoma City.
Nice.
But always a talking point when I wear this to the Thunder game. Proud season ticket holder since 2011 here in OKC. But it's been through the bad. Got to watch them fall apart against with the 3-1 lead against Golden State. Got to watch our friend Kevin Durant leave us and be weak. And now I get to come back and have a few more weeks of celebrating this, hopefully for the second one. But gotta love NBA Top Shot, man. Lots of fun, cool collectibles, and a great community. Just like the stream, just tons of guys, gals that just love to collect, love to talk basketball. And how cool is it to not even own just a picture or anything like that, but you own the video. Like, how cool is that to own the highlight? And especially as things happen, it's a great thing. Gotta love Top Shot.
Appreciate it. All right. Listen, wanted to move into while we're talking collecting. Mike, we're going to go around a little bit to everybody. So Mike from the bench, Knicks podcast. Is there a collectible or a certain item that you've been holding on to, something that you would say I can never get rid of in your collecting journey?
It's funny. You would think when I was with the Knicks 53 years ago that I would have some collectibles. In those days, you really didn't think about it like you do now. So it's not. I was also in professional baseball. I work with the Giants and the Astros, and I have some baseballs of some guys signed throughout the tenure that I was at. And that's pretty much it, Paul, with my collectibles. I've been in and out of sports, but I just never started gathering that stuff. I wish I would have, so I could jump in on that.
Or even like a program or a memento, a nostalgia, something that you just can't let go of that brings you right to, say, back to the court or back to a game or a moment in sports.
My first game ever as a 7-year-old was October 1st of '61 at Yankee Stadium when Roger Maris hit his 61st.
Oh, wow.
Don't have the ticket stub, but have the program. My father put the diamond in with number 61. We were on third base side.
Way.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
the ticket stub was worth more. The program covered 3 different teams the entire series at the stadium. But that's something that we're pretty proud of. And I was 7, and that got me talk about getting into sports. Man, that was right off the bat. It was awesome.
Roger Maris, 61st. And it's crazy how people were, at the time, you hear how many people were booing him. A lot of people didn't want him to break, Babe Ruth's record.
His hair was falling out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy to think of. I mean, we haven't had anything like that in a long time where kind of people are just really, I mean, we had a Bam surpassing Kobe right this season. I mean, what do we think of that? I mean, was that something that we all wanted to happen, or was it quite wasn't the Roger Maris stress, but it was definitely fun to hear a lot of people the next day being like, what is this? He was shooting 20 something free throws, but
43
free throws.
43 free throws, 43 field goals.
Well, there you go.
Crazy.
I mean,
80 shots.
It's not about how you get to the destination.
It's just getting there.
If you drive a bike to cross country, you still get there, I guess.
Hey, the tortoise beat the hare.
Yeah, really. But Pudgy Boy Sports Talk, what are we feeling here? Your collectible, something that you've held on to, same thing, a nostalgic or an actual item that you just ain't getting rid of no matter what.
So I have the date escapes me, but I have I was at the Garden in mid-November. The Knicks were playing the Celtics, and this was one of the most what-if exciting players that the Knicks have ever gotten. And if you're a fan of the New York Knicks from the 2000s, this name will ring true to you. I have a career-high signed card from Keith Van Horn on the New York Knicks.
Yo,
I was so excited when the Knicks acquired him. For absolutely no reason. So I just can't get rid of it. I can't get rid of this card because he was one of my favorite players. He lasted like 30 games with the Knicks, but it was, if you're a fan of the Knicks in the 2000s, that's something that you ring back on.
That's something. That's it, man. That surely hits home because he was a net. Then he came over to the Knicks. He was kind of just a local player, just moving around. I mean, it's definitely like Jason Kidd, It's just like
we traded him for Tim Thomas. I was pissed, and it was everything just went downhill. It was
that's one memory I guess you're still holding on to. But
I'm still there. I'm still back in 2003.
That's great. Brings you right back. Austin, you got something in your fine collection that there's something that you ain't letting go ever on?
Well, the one that's nearest and dearest to my heart is the iconic slam cover with the 96 draft class.
Yeah,
it's just one of those ones that caught my eye when I was 10 years old, and I've just been obsessed with it ever since. You look not only the like sort of cultural sort of impact of that class, obviously, and now it's kind of fun to see magazines sort of get some extra love in the eyes of collectors too, which is kind of neat. It's been a big year for that, but that's definitely the, anything that's on that bucket list that you start making when you're 10 years old. If you can get your hands on that, you're not going to let anything go. So,
yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. What a year. And then that iconic cover definitely. Is this something that you have it graded? Do you have it sealed? What do you have what exactly is your condition of this cover?
So right now I've got one sitting in a top loader, and I've been talking a lot about the process of getting it, cleaned and pressed to be graded. I get it in a nice PSA slab now that PSA has entered the space. That's sort of what's on the horizon for me with it. But I also kind of just don't want to send it away and then not have it for a couple of weeks while I'm waiting for it to get graded. So I just like keeping it. So
awesome, very nice, very nice. And let's go to Okie Kid. We saw some around your neck, I believe, not that long ago. Is that one of those your ultimate collectible, or you have a different one?
No, but I'll share two that kind of tie it in. One was I with my grandpa, we popped through a lot of wax back in the day. He had a lot of junk wax, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Organizing it and learning baseball was what I followed when I was a kid, because Thunder came with coming to Oklahoma City. But we pulled when I was in high school. I pulled my first one of one. It was a Sandy Koufax autograph, and that was so cool. And that's the first one that's in the box. You know, when the tornado sirens go off here in Oklahoma, that's the one I grab. You know, it's in that box. It goes to the
Don't
hiding
forget
hole
the
with.
kids. Don't
Yeah,
forget
the
the
kids,
kids.
of course, they're already there. It's good. But then like to flip that, you know, to talk about Top Shot, like I have a daughter. Her name is Sadie. She's 6, and we were ripping through those Top Shot disc packs, and we pulled a jersey match serial of SGA. So we got number 2 on whenever he broke the record for most consecutive 20-point games. We opened up that digital collectible, and you would have thought that she lost her mind. So I think it's really cool. Like I share that with my grandpa of baseball, and then now, you know, it's transitioning to the next generation, and my daughter can get that hyped about a digital collectible, you know, and ripping that pack and knowing that NFT is hers and will be like, it's cool to see that in different generations, how the you know, how the love of collecting just continues. So
That's beautiful. Yep, I love it. Passing it down, just keeping the collectibles alive. And there's nothing where it's a collectible that, you know, has sentimental meaning to you, as, you know, we're all experiencing here our own stories of, you know, why we have these and why we aren't getting rid of, you know, just some of these items that bring us back in time. Opinionated MJ, what do we say here? What do we got hanging around the house?
Man.
Or
Well, I have 3.
Okay.
And I won't be too long.
All
And
right,
one is I don't know how he got it, but my father has the Isaiah Thomas Indiana Hoosiers card, bro.
What?
Like I think that's when they were putting him in cereal boxes or something like that, because he got the Scottie Pippen one too, where it's just like him holding the ball. But I love the Isaiah one, of course, because he played for us. Then you guys are throwing out Slam Books magazines, bro. The Kobe cover with him with his arms folded in front of the titles is the most undisputed all-time best Slam cover to me.
I've seen that on T-shirts.
It's like, yeah, Shaq out of here. I'm you know what I mean? It's me. Like it's the most dominant cover to me. And then I also have from when I was a little boy, the big old white rare air Michael Jordan book that came out. I was obsessed with Jordan, bro. And it's just like it's so huge, bro. It's just like you just turning the pages. It just made Jordan that much more great to me. You know what I mean? So those are my 3.
That's fabulous.
It's kind of messed up around the edges at this point, but yeah,
that's fine. I mean, we're not condition sometimes doesn't matter. It's just basically, you know, the memory that ties you to it. You know, just like these NBA Top Shot moments. You know, they're video highlight reels that you just kind of, you know, can rewatch, and it's something that, you know, everyone. I have physical cards. I have autographs. I kind of just enjoy, you know, being a fan and holding on to some older players, new players. It's who you are, and it's your fandom, why you turn on and watch the games every night.
Right.
Before we move on, just wanted to check in currently on the current score. We have here the Heat and Hornets going in the third quarter. And what do we got? 73 Miami, 71 Hornets. This is neck and neck here. Every time we're checking in here, it's a difference of 2 points.
Yeah,
this is a heck of a game here. I mean, we're going to probably wrap this up, and we can all go watch the fourth quarter, and we'll be off the stream. But what are we thinking, guys? This is looking close as we expected, I guess.
Man, Miami keeping the Hornets this close, not good for Miami. Unless Tyler Hero is playing. Is Hero playing today? I didn't see
he playing
the report.
He out there. He had 5 at halftime.
Okay.
7 at halftime.
24 for Melo
at times.
That's yep, 24 for LaMelo. Yep, LaMelo's got 24, 2 for 9 out of threes, and 9 out of 21 field goals. So he's definitely got the most field goals out of this game. And Miami's got Wiggins with 7 field goals, leading that, and a bunch of twos on the how many threes the rest of the team got. But Miami's hanging, definitely giving them trouble. So this is now it's up to 76-71. So this is interesting as we got 4 minutes 30 seconds left in this. And we'll see. We're gonna move on.
See,
now.
Bam's minutes are down. He must be out of the game.
Bam, yeah, where does he got?
He's got 11 minutes.
We got 11. Yeah, that's
that means he's not playing. He got injured or something. No, he got 0 foul.
Yeah, he got hurt earlier. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Khalil Ware stepping up though.
Yeah.
So just moving over to Juju, a little bit of collectible talk that we're just checking in on. What do you got for us? What have you been holding on to?
Bro, my whole life is really collectible.
It's right here with him.
Oh, look at that! Speaking of
jerseys, man.
randomly,
Like that.
look, every Georgia ring,
what?
ring,
Get out of here!
championship ring.
Look at this.
Of course, you know I keep one of these next. Something the New York Knicks might not ever know from the actual game that we won the chip. Confetti from the floor. What else I got?
Listen,
Mike got this from when I was a child. The basketball phone.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, bro. Oh, wow.
that gets right. You can go right
Where
down
I
to
moved since I was a kid, I still got all my basketball cards.
So do I.
No
So this is
way.
MJ.
What is
Yes.
this?
That's a whole
This
page
is
of MJ. A whole
Awesome.
page of
What a flex.
Magic
What is going
Johnson.
on?
A
No
whole
way.
page
Whole
of
page of
Scottie
Magic?
Pippen, Dominique. Who this?
Get outta here.
Shaq
Shaq,
rookie
okay.
cards.
Oh, rookie.
No
Magic
way.
versus who that? Magic and Bird.
Man, try to send that to him.
Wow.
You're a
look
rich
at-
man.
Yeah, look
Those
at
are
this.
whole
I need-
pages.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I never
got it
took
just
them
like
out
that
since I was a
where they
kid.
all in the slides. Yeah,
Right.
I got like
I need to
three
go
or four
get them
binder
priced.
albums.
You can make a pocket out of all those.
Yeah.
For sure.
Jeez.
But yeah, I just keep stuff around this Ohio State championship right here in the
Oh
Georgia.
no,
Dome.
he talking about OSU, bro. What? No,
My bad. I ain't mean to do that. My bad.
no
my bad.
blue, bro.
This is crazy. This is that's a one heck of a collection. Damn, you really
The
into
rings
this
was
stuff.
enough. Then he pulled out
Yeah,
the basketball
really.
cards too.
That's it. What's
Good
your old?
job.
If you had to only keep, if it's it, if the alarm was going off, the sirens are going off, and you got to get into the bunker. Which one you bringing with you out of all that?
Man. Give me the confetti from the championship.
Oh,
because that's
oh,
it.
nice.
That really matters.
Nice confetti. That's it. Beautiful.
I'm sorry.
I love it.
Down there with the Knicks. I know. I'm sorry.
Thomas, what do you got for us?
Bro, how do I even follow that up? He should have been the conclusion. Like,
Yeah,
he just
no.
came on here just flexing and everything. Well, what am I? I'm about anyway. Just shout out to Juju. He got all the jerseys in the background and stuff. You know, I have my biggest collection. I have about 36 jerseys, 6 of them signed. So that's kind of my pride and joy collection there. I got baseball cards that I'll never get rid of. It's like I forgot who had the story about the junk wax. I keep my junk wax. Like I literally have about like 6 boxes of junk wax just because I can't throw them away. I can't give them away. I don't know what it is, man. It's baseball cards. But the biggest thing that I always make sure I hold on to, and this is going to be a really silly story, but as I am a Knicks fan, but for baseball, I'm a Washington Nationals fan. Sad. I know they are like literally the worst baseball team in the last like 5 or 6 years since they won. But they won the World Series in 2019. So I went to the wild card game. I live in New York. I drove 7 hours to go to the wild card game, watch the game. Juan Soto hit the big, hit in the 8th inning. That was all cool. And then after that, I decided to drink, and I had this huge Corona bottle that I drank there at the park. Now, I didn't know the Nets were going to win the World Series at the time, but the day of Game 7, I filled that Corona bottle with Henny and Red Bull. Don't judge me. Don't nobody judge me about that choice. And I drank from that bottle while watching my team win the World Series. I can't get rid of that. It was like I think it was like $12 for the bottle, but I cannot get rid of that bottle. Like that year meant the world to me. My daughter was born a month after that too. Nice. So like that 2019 was a special year. But if I have just a little bit more time, I need to ask Mike a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mike, so you were a kid when Will Chamberlain scored 100 points, right?
Well, Wilt scored the 100 points before he was with the Lakers. I believe he was with Philadelphia when he did it. In fact, he didn't even do it in Philadelphia. He did it in a neutral place in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So it was a little before me. I know him a little bit with the Lakers, but yeah.
So I want to ask, what was there, because on social media and everything, because as I run a show and everything, I'm deep into Twitter and all the goofballs that are over there on Twitter. There's a lot of people that doubt that 100-point game. So I want to know, like, when that happened, how, I guess, legitimate was it? And then, like, as Wilt Chamberlain was an athlete, what was he like? What was your recognition of Wilt Chamberlain?
Well, first of all, he was a pretty interesting guy. he was very he was willing to go back and forth with the ball boys. You'd say something, he'd go, Bradley doesn't rebound, he doesn't do this. He was very, he was good about going back and forth. I thought he was a really good guy, even though he didn't like to come out and guard anybody beyond the foul line, as Jerry Lucas killed him in game 1 of the 72 finals. But here's the interesting thing about the 100-point game. A lot of people don't realize this. He was one of the worst foul shooters in the history of the NBA. And that night in Hershey, he went 28 for 32 from the line. That's what I remember more about that game than anything. 28 for 32, and he was about a 50% career foul shooter. So, but a good guy. Interacting, he was cool. He was cool.
What was the ladies acting like? What were the ladies like back then? Were they going crazy for Will?
I only knew about 30,000 of them. He said there were 60. So,
right. Did they all buy a ticket? Did they all buy a ticket?
Thank you for that. Thank you.
I don't think they had to, man. He had them lined up around the block in Los Angeles, down on Wilshire Boulevard.
Oh, listen. I mean, there's plenty of rides over at Hershey. I wonder why he did so good. Okay,
and that was before Viagra too. Okay, so
hello,
champion.
It's in the cocoa.
Very good.
Well, thank you, guys. Doug, this has been a pleasure. It's been so much fun. Thank you all for coming on here tonight. We're gonna go watch some ball. This was just a great time. Thank you, guys. This is a pleasure. Those who are still on the stream, take a look over at the sayso.so, and there's some more predictions still open out there. The leaderboard on this, we got Scotty J in the lead. We got 808, Kid Kaboom, Cryptic Apex, Steady Wolf, and Benny Boy, who are going to win right now if it ended, but there's still time left. So good luck to the top 5 on that. And totally a pleasure, guys. This was definitely the best way that I ever could have kicked off the playoffs. So go watch some ball. Thank you guys for coming on. Such a great time. Thank you all.
Paul.
Thanks,
Thank you.
What do you collect? Show me your collection. You're my one of one. You're my kind of obsession. My big break. My case hit.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching the rewind of the What Do You Collect podcast when we had the NBA Roundtable this week. So keep checking out all the content on Collecting and Connecting. You can rewatch a bunch of fun content from this week. And don't forget, there is a giveaway going on for an NBA Top Shot standard pack. These packs originally retailed for $25, and they are selling upwards of $30 right now. Still some incredible moments in there, some big rookies and legendary moments that you possibly could rip. So take a look over in the Collecting and Connecting Discord, or I'm just asking if you're just going to vote here for the What Do You Collect podcast that's up for a Telly Award. These awards close tonight, so just looking to get as many votes as possible before this all ends and get some recognition out there for the show, for the channel, for all the fun live streams that we have on here. Bunch of great podcast hosts that have been coming through and putting on some great work. So take a look every night of the week for some live streams, a bunch of different shows that we got here on Collecting and Connecting. So thank you very much, guys. Meet you in the Discord. Have a good one. Thank you.